Hello, recorders and DC fans. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Steven. Well, today was the DC Fandom event, and it was pure awesome. And the one highly anticipated thing that everyone wanted to see was the Batman trailer. The main trailer for this movie that back in 2019 when it was announced that they'll be doing a younger Batman film, which, not this crap again. Like, wasn't that the whole point of the Dark Knight trilogy? But after last year when they released a teaser for this, like, fans got hooked. Like, even myself, I got hooked after, Robert Pattinson version of Batman beating a few villains and, like, doing the voice, vengeance. It's like, I got hooked. And after seeing this trailer, like, oh my god, it is just amazing. Like, this is totally different from anything we've seen before. Like, for some of the fans, this kind of would remind them of the Arkham games. Like, I totally get that vibe, especially with the Pattinson suit. Like, it's more like gray and dark. Kind of like matches the Arkham suits. We're giving a little bit more taste of what kind of, personality Pattinson's Bruce is gonna have. He's more of a damaged, out of control, and he fights like a young man. And we get a better understanding about, like, the pain that he's going through, especially with Alfred, played by the amazing Andy Serkis. Like, I admit, I was a little skeptical, but after seeing him, he won me over. Which, come on, it's Andy Serkis. Like, but, ew, he's playing a human. Like, some of my subs thought he would have been better as the Penguin because... But nah. I mean, Andy, he's perfect as Alfred. Like, I'm actually excited to see what he's gonna do. One of the big mysteries they have for this trailer that I like is the Riddler being played by Paul Dano, which... I hope they keep him a secret until the movie comes out. And I feel like that's going to be like one of the strongest strengths about this movie. Because, it's a detective movie. It's a mystery-driven noir. Which I really hope they keep him out of publicity. Don't, like, talk about him. Don't show any images. What we saw in the trailer, just keep it that way. To keep him a mystery. Like, the thing is, like, other than the fans, like, too, some people, when they think of the Riddler, they think of Jim Carrey's version. His campy version, but I hold his portrayal close to my heart. But I felt like that film was not meant to be taken seriously, and now we're getting a more serious, like, version of the Riddler, like probably something we have never seen before. Like, he's one of the more complex and kind of more interesting Batman villains. Two scene stealers that we have throughout this trailer is Zoe Kravitz, which we finally see her as Catwoman, and she just looks just yummy. I mean, she's just fantastic. Like, she actually has chemistry with Robert Pattinson, so that's probably what helped her won the role. Like, I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing, and some of the fans are already saying to give her a solo film. She already deserves it, and have Halle Berry play her mom, which, nah, but in all due soonness, I do feel like we should eventually apologize to Halle Berry, but let's not about that. But Zoe, she's like really winning the fans over, and I like to see more of her version of Catwoman, because the only Catwoman we really had in the cinema, like, sure, Michelle Pfeiffer's, who, it's an amazing performance, and then Halle Berry, and Anne Hathaway's, from The Dark Knight Rises, that often doesn't get, like, talked about. Like, I thought it was a good performance and probably very underrated, and I feel like, she deserves a little bit more recognition, but I really want to see what Zoe does in the role. And Colin Farrell as the Penguin, which, all of that makeup, he totally becomes the Penguin. Like, when I see him, I don't think of the actor, like, I see the character, which, for most of us, like, we have not seen the Penguin on the big screen in 30 years since Danny DeVito's iconic performance, which, yeah, when you see that version, you sort of say, yeah, that's just Danny DeVito, but underneath that makeup, like, he's really transforms himself into the character, and I've always, like, thought his performance was good, like, sure, with better material, but, Danny DeVito's Penguin, like, I think it's very good. On a final note, with everything that I've seen in this trailer, is this movie going to be better than The Dark Knight? Which, it's possible. I mean, you can't always assume that the best Batman movie is always going to be The Dark Knight. Like, everyone has their opinions, but it's time that maybe to see, like, Batman being seen in a different direction, a more creative direction, which I do like the Dark Knight trilogy, but I want to see them do, like, something different with the characters, something that we have not seen before, and hopefully this is like, who knows what could have been Ben Affleck's version of Batman. Like, sure, what we've seen in Batman v Superman, the Snyder Cut, the Justice League. Like, I'm very curious to know, like, what they could have done with this character. Like, they're still going forward depending on how the Flash movie turns out or if the Snyderverse is going to be restored. But I'm really looking forward to what they're going to do separate from this continuity from the Snyderverse. And I think that's what all the fans want. Like, especially with when we had Joker 2 years ago, how we did something totally different with the character. And I really want to see this with Batman. That way it differentiates from the previous Batman films that we've seen before. Well, tell me what you think in the comments down below. Recorders, please hit that subscribe button, give me a like, and remember, I'm on Cameo if you like a special shout out from me, and catch you next time!